Bismillah when we start and Alhamdulillah when we finish. This is a 3 podcast of 3 Bantu boys. This is Mo.
This is Jaylani.
I'm supposed to say it's Hamadi.
Goofy, I'm Mo. Goofy. Hey, just keep it in there.
I go by Hamadi.
We
this
didn't
is Mo.
we didn't practice this intro. Hey, we just gonna roll with it. Let's go, man.
So today podcast, we're talking about growing up as an immigrant. We're all immigrants in here, so who wants to start off?
Who the first person that came to the? Okay, so we're based out of we're in the U.S. I think the first question I want to ask is I think Jaylani is the first person that came, right? You came in 2002 or 3?
Yeah, my family came in 2002. I was coming in as the age of 3. Yeah, and that's it. I don't remember much. I came at the age of 2, and then
You were 2.
I was 2 years old when I came.
Didn't you just say 3? Okay, so you
I
were
was
2.
going on to 3.
Okay.
So I was born in 2000, so they came in 2002. I was probably 2.
Damn, that's
And
news
then-
to me.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, my family told me that everybody else came right after. Like, we were like one of the first people. It was me, then Oipatulese, then Oisitese, then Ululese, all those people. And I'm just like, and when I grew up, I just realized everyone.
You came 2002?
I came 2002.
That's crazy.
Wallahi, I thought he came 2005 like I did.
You came 2005?
Yeah, what year you
you
come?
came late. I came 2004.
Damn.
My Oji would be real better if I came at 2005, honestly.
Wallahi.
Your off my is non-existent right
so
now.
my is better than yours?
I sound like I was speaking Mushunguli, you feel me?
It's Wasigula. The correct term is Wasigula.
Wasigula, okay.
Yeah, you sound like you speak Wasigula.
They always tell me, like, you sound like a person who's trying to learn of my mind as a Muslim.
And you know what I noticed? You know what I noticed? Talking to other Bantu people, or you could say talking to other people like from different states, it's different accents.
Yeah, it's
Wallahi, I've
And
noticed
I be
that
noticing that. And they, like their accents be so wild. We're all Makalango, right?
Yeah.
You're Makalango. So I think we have a like unique, distinct accent. Because when I'm talking to somebody and they're from somewhere else, they're like, yo, why do you sound like that? It sounds like you talk faster. Why you pronounce words like that? I ain't even recognize it.
We definitely talk faster.
Yeah, I
Because
think
I think it's every village speaks their own dialect, you know? Our
Yeah.
village speaks them. Like if you go to Ohio to a different people from a different village, they'll probably speak slower than you and they'll probably be like,
Yeah.
"Mate, hoy,
yeah.
yarkas."
They think we speak fast. Yeah.
Yeah, and also, what's the name? Makalango is also, they had like tribes within the Makalango tribe. Like, my dad told me I was like Makua, and then there's other people who's like other things and other things and other things. So I'm just like, okay.
The viewers probably don't know what the hell we talking about. Do we want to break some things down?
My parents mentioned that too, but I know no clue about that.
I don't know what
have
they
any
mean. My
clue.
dad just come to me, he's like, you're Makua. I'm like,
Okay, so it's the Somali system. You know, it's Khawils, and within Khawils, in English, is clans, and within clans you have sub clans. Your clan, it's recognized right now. You know, I don't really like to say this, but you know, it's called Jarir Wayne. Like in Somali, it's called Jarir Wayne. So within Jarir Wayne, like you have different subclans, different groups, like Wazigula, you have Mahawai, and within Mahawai and Wazigula, they break down into different subclans and stuff like that. But back to what we were saying earlier, when I remember when I first came, I came when I was 7 years old. It was 2004. I think it was like September or something like that, either October or September. And the first place we landed when I came was at Jaylani's house. We was there, and you know the first movie that I saw when I came to the U.S., it was Bambi. Bambi was playing. Like
Bambi?
oh, is that Disney?
the Disney little deer movie.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was
I grew up on Disney.
Like
I
No,
ain't
I've never
care.
seen it. I'm not that old, bro.
old. No,
Bambi,
bro.
what? Bambi not that old. Bambi like 2000, bro.
If
The remake or something like that. Yeah, bro.
I don't know if I've seen it. Well, I can't lie.
What are you talking about? You grew up on Disney movies.
Yeah, I grew up on
and
Disney.
Sesame Street.
Bro, Disney still
and all
goes
the
on till this
cartoons,
day.
huh?
So Disney still goes on to this day.
But I'm talking about in that era. Me and you, like, even though, like, I think I'm older than both. I am older than both of y'all.
2
Even
years.
though I'm older than both of y'all, we're kind of still in the same generation.
Yeah, well,
So
Yeah,
like
definitely.
when I was watching Saturday cartoons, you were probably seeing the same stuff like Power Rangers. And
yeah, no, I've seen Power
Ed
Rangers,
and
but
Eddie and
yeah, like
Rugrats.
Mulan.
I've seen
Yeah.
Mulan. I've never
all
heard.
stuff.
You know
Bamba.
what I was thinking about the other day? Like Disney Channel, they used to have the breaks in between movies and stuff like this, and it was like Disney 3, 6, 5. You remember that one?
Yeah, I
and they used to
know.
talk about the food in there. Man,
Yeah.
where's your
What?
childhood?
I
You
haven't
know-
seen it. What do you guys want me to lie?
You know what I think it is? I think you were young and you don't remember it.
Bro, me and him
when
are
you-
the same age.
Wait, so you
But
were
I could
two?
be exposed to something that you was never.
But that's
exposed
what
to.
I'm saying. I've never seen it.
You never saw a Bambi.
Y'all didn't watch TV when y'all first came?
Yeah. Who doesn't have TV?
That's all we did, boy. We had the TVs used to have the big hump. We used to the whole family used
Oh,
to.
I lied, no cap.
Crazy.
The TVs had the big hump.
You have to smack every time it gets static.
The whole and you know when your cable get cut off, you know what we used to use? We used to pull up the antenna.
The antennas, hold it. You remember-
my
Oh,
God.
whenever
What
you
I
press the
remember
button
is
too hard, and
we-
then
Everybody
you know
used
the
to-
button inside the TV.
You know what my parents?
That's the gadget TV.
Boy, I used to turn into a handyman boy when the TV started messing up. I'm like, okay, let me go in there and get the toolbox and put this back together right quick. You know what my parents? I think all like the older adults like that came through from our community. When Saturday mornings, the favorite thing that they love to watch is Animal Planet, bruh. And
Voila.
they used to narrate it. Y'all didn't see that?
Oh God.
Y'all don't remember that?
Parents watching anime.
I don't know.
So what your parents used to watch like when they first came?
In my family household, we all watched Hindi movie. So
Oh, y'all watched the Somali dubbed Hindi movies.
Wallahi.
That was big too.
That was-
when I went to Jailani. When I came to Jailani's house, that's all they watched, bruh. Every like every like
yo,
5
that
seconds,
accent was
bruh.
crazy.
It wasn't it like that?
It was like
they
that.
were just like that, and it be looking real crazy, bro. I don't know why they was doing that back then.
You guys didn't watch that at your house?
We didn't really watch that, but whenever I came to Jailani house,
Yeah,
they
I watch
always
Hindi
they
movies.
always
My
put
mom
that.
watched Hindi movies. Even
That
to
was
this
like their
day.
favorite thing.
They love dramas. Not me. I was
No.
3 years old. You probably seen the Hindi movies.
And,
You feel me? I didn't know what was going on.
Jay knows what I'm about to talk about. That's all fighting scenes. No, but other question, going back to the question is, how do you guys feel as immigrants in the United States?
Honestly, I knew. The thing is, I knew I was an immigrant till another person pointed me out. So it's like,
I mean, you were too, so that makes sense.
I know. So like, they be like, you different. You got an accent. Where you from? I'm from Africa. Oh, Africa booty scratcher. Boy, I got the biggest roast ever.
Booty
and then they used to
scratcher.
send us to school with the baldest haircuts. I ain't know nothing about haircuts. You feel me? All I know, my uncle would sit me down in the toilet and get his clippers out. Next day, I go. The next day, my hair getting
Clippers,
smacked.
boy, they used to use the sakin.
Razors,
The
razors.
razor.
And you,
Boy, they had your hair shining. You look like a monk that was from
Swear.
Tibet, boy.
And then my mama always get the oil, the baby oil, just
Mandatory.
Put it on your head.
Mandatory,
And you be
boy.
like, okay,
You walk
let's
into
go.
school, hair looking like a mirror. For real,
greasy
bro.
as heck.
swear, bro.
What about you, Mahmoud?
So what was the question again?
As immigrant in the United States?
It was, I don't know, man.
Or how do you feel about now still being because we're still immigrants?
But I don't really, I don't really see myself as an immigrant anymore.
Yeah, but you are though.
No, I used to be an immigrant. I'm not an immigrant anymore.
Well, not, yeah, you've evolved and you fit in.
Like when you become, I became a U.S. citizen. So here's the thing. This is why I don't feel like an immigrant anymore, even though I am. It's really complex, honestly. You know, like the identities and who do you see yourself as is a really very complex topic that requires like a lot of nuances, right? So when I was younger, you know, I used to feel like a immigrant because I didn't know what the hell was going on. Like when I first went to school, I didn't know a goddamn thing that teacher was saying until about 5th grade. Until 6th grade, I didn't know what nobody was saying. You know what I used to do? I used to walk in the classroom. They used to put me on the computer, and I used to be on I think it was called Fun Brain. You know that website?
No.
The website with the games you playing computer
Learn for
games?
good.
Huh? Look at this little dude.
I know, learn for good.
All I know is
Math is
Y2.
fun, something like that.
Yeah,
Y2 games
the
and
Y2
stuff.
games.
Y2. Y'all don't know Fun Brain?
Fun brand. I
We
probably
ain't
know.
that old, dog.
All I remember is like,
I'm
run.
literally like
You know the run game where you gotta press the arrows and then the little
Oh, the running-
shaped dude just
The running, the
that
track,
dude. Yeah,
with the
yeah.
fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we play that. How about you?
Now so what I'm trying to say is from like I think I started, I don't know, it was either kindergarten or 2nd grade when I started to go to school out here. So from there to all the way to 5th grade, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I didn't know English. I didn't know anything. When things started making sense to me, when I started understanding like concepts and when I started getting a good grasp of the English language, it was like middle school. So middle school, I had a good grasp of the English language. You know, I felt like I could fit in a little bit. You know, I knew what was going on. I understood the culture. I understood the society to a certain degree. So I felt like an immigrant then because, you know, the other culture that you're a part of was so, it was a part of your life at a big level. Like when you go home, your parents not speaking English. They speaking of my, you know, you eating food from back home. So I didn't feel like an immigrant. But like when I went to high school, I did feel like an immigrant. But when I went to high school, that kind of shifted because I became a citizen. And then by the time I'm in high school, you couldn't tell me, like,
You felt certified.
Like people wouldn't be able to tell like where I'm from. If I'm talking to somebody, they'll be like, "Are you from New York?" They wouldn't even know that I'm African. You know, if I didn't say I was African.
No, but don't your accent stick? Because my accent till this day, I still have an accent. No matter who I walk up to, they're like, whatever I say, they're like, "You're not from here." I'm like, yeah. Some of them accuse me of being Jamaican, so I'm cool with that.
Probably your hair.
No, a bunch of times.
Bunch of time.
I've worn a hat. You ever seen me wearing a hat? Out in public, I wear a hat sometimes.
Nah.
Or a hoodie. Like I was.
And you know what plays a major role? I think your accent is determined by who you grew up around. So you two, I feel like you guys grew up within the community bubble in St. Louis.
That is true.
Me, I didn't. Me, like I didn't have like an older brother, you know, that I could speak off my to. I didn't have cousins that I was going down to their house all the time that I could speak off my to. I would come to your like house, like I come to Jelani house like maybe like once a year, twice a year. I wasn't in the community bubble. So I used to hang around mostly like my friends and the people that I grew up with were other Americans. Like I was like outside of the community. So my understanding of the culture, my understanding of the language, how I spoke, it shifted, you know? So that's why, because if you're within the bubble and you're speaking off my all day, all night, you're gonna still carry that accent. But if you're kind of outside that bubble and, you know, you're intermingling with the natives you know, with the society or the group, then your accent could kind of go away and you can start to become whoever you're like hanging around with the most. Does that make sense?
I never seen you at my house.
Huh?
I never seen
You were
at
young,
my house.
bro. This dude's 10 years older than you.
Nah,
bro.
this man probably like what?
You got a terrible memory, man.
I really do.
You need to go ask your mama what's going on, man. You have a terrible memory.
I do remember you guys. I met you when y'all used to live in North, like far north.
That was so old. I was
That's
like in middle school by
That's
then.
what I'm saying.
And he
That's
was
all
poor at
I
that time?
remember.
No.
And y'all had like charter, and I was so jealous of you guys because y'all had charter, and all we had was cable.
Y'all had charter? Y'all didn't have charter?
Y'all had charter before anything. I didn't even know what charter
I
was
always,
till I came
I always
to
used
your
to think
house.
y'all had like the top greatest, the latest
No,
stuff.
just-
When I went to your TV, them boys had the biggest. When I went to your TV. When I went to this man's house, dude had the biggest TV, the big hump. You know what I'm saying? They got the latest channels.
No, not to flex on you guys, but I had DirecTV. Stars.
DirecTV was garbage compared to
No,
Charter.
but back then,
Back
Charter
then,
was
2012?
dominated.
charter was the
Charter was dominated.
Google, go back in time.
Man,
2012.
DirecTV was garbage,
DirecTV
man.
had stars, bro.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
stars.
We don't want to hear that, man. Charter had everything. Charter had everything.
Hollywood
boy.
drops
I could
it,
watch
Stars
movies,
plays it.
I could watch shows. They had everything on lock, huh? And they had on demand. On demand? Who messing with on demand?
DirecTV had on demand.
Man, nah.
I guarantee. 2012, right? DirecTV was the best.
Man, stop it. Stop it.
I'm not even. Charter's still the best.
and where DirecTV at today?
They died off.
Exactly,
But
bro.
DirecTV came in with AT&T.
I think somebody
Yeah.
bought them out.
Yeah, I think
they
they
got
bought
bought
them
out.
But that's what I'm saying.
Or
But
it's
I'm
a
talking
merger.
about 2012. It was the bomb.
I don't know, man. I'm
I
gonna
had
disagree with you.
Dish.
No, but you never had. You had.
Bro, on Charter, you could do Ramadan, astaghfirullah al-azim. You could do the music videos. You know what I'm saying? They had the music videos on lock. They had the movies. They had the TVs. When they really killed the game is back like in the early stages when I first came out here. If you missed the episode, you just missed the episode. You know, you say, okay, I'll catch the next one. If you missed the movie, but we're on demand. If you
Replay.
missed the episode, all them joints are recorded. You could go back to that joint, boy.
Same with
You could go back to
DirecTV.
that. I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
But that's what DirecTV had too.
Huh?
DirecTV had that.
I don't know, man.
Because you didn't have it. That's why you don't know. I'm telling
I
you.
had Charter.
I didn't see too much DirecTV commercials as I saw Charter.
No.
In St. Louis, Charter had St. Louis on lock.
It did, yeah. I know a few people that had DirecTV. That's why you guys probably you didn't see it or don't know much about it.
And you know what happened? This is what happened. A shift happened. Like before, like that wave came in, you used to be able to. You didn't have to pay for cable. You could finesse it. You know, you could just plug it in.
It was illegal.
Huh?
It was
I know
illegal.
it was illegal, but I'm just telling you about the capabilities. All you have to do is plug your TV in, and like plug, you know, the little connector, connected to
Yeah,
a wall,
yeah.
and you got cable. But what they start when Charter they started becoming big, I think what they started doing is they started like cutting the lines off,
Yeah,
and then they started making you pay for it.
Oh God, because they had like towers. They started making towers and stuff. I
started-
think that was a time when there was not much towers back in the time. Because what Charter had to do, they had to go like in the back. I think we started having Charter like when I was living in an apartment. So what they had to go back, open this big gray box, and like change some wires, and then you'll get Charter.
Boy, I remember that day that happened. I damn near cried, boy. I was watching,
Well, they cut off
boy,
Charter.
I didn't have to pay for cable. Life was beautiful. My mom used to make dinner, food. I come to the crib. I'm watching Hannah Montana. I'm watching my little Disney shows. I'm watching Cartoon Network. One day, I'm watching the TV. That joint just goes shh, shh, the static. I'm like, what's going on, bro?
You went by the TV.
I'm like, don't do this to me, man. I'm thinking, all right, let me fix the cable up a little bit, man. It's wilding out right now. I'm like, let me fix it up. I did everything in my power, boy. Nothing was going on. I started having a panic attack. I'm like, yo, I'm about to miss the new episode of Hannah Montana. What's going on, bro? And they had to tell us, yeah, man, you got to start paying now.
he said it the calmest way, bro. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
You gotta start paying
I
now.
was like, oh, man, why I do it like this? So, you know what I remember when I was a little kid? The moments where you didn't have TV in your life were the most depressing moments, bro.
Like,
That was so depressing
you
to
ain't
me,
want to go
bro.
outside.
I ain't want to
you
do
ain't had
nothing.
no phone. You ain't know what internet was.
Yeah, bro. It was
No, but all we did. Well, let me tell you guys my experience as an immigrant. When I came, I didn't have none of this. We fresh off the boat, you know. You guys came ahead of us. I don't think I've ever seen. I don't ever remember seeing you guys.
I only remember you coming to my house when.
What's up with people coming to your house, bro?
I don't know. My dad loves inviting.
That's what we
people.
do. That's what we did.
My dad
On
loves
Saturdays,
inviting people.
on Saturdays, you would drop by the different cribs at the community.
That's
Like
what we used
different
to do
people's
back in the
houses.
Yeah, we did
That's
that
what we
with
used to do
my
back in the
sister
day.
house. Every Saturday we went to
no.
my sister's house.
That's what they did back in the day. Back home in Africa. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
they
You
used to
pull
do.
up on weekends. The thing to do on weekends is to pull up on the family and check up on
But
them.
I don't think they had weekends because there was no jobs. So
Huh?
it was like
no,
I
I'm just
feel
saying
like-
on Saturdays and Sundays, that's what people typically
I
did.
know.
They
So-
probably determined it on Jumat days.
Yeah, so what's the name? I didn't know you until Yasin came to the house. Your dad was eating, more Malay like usual. And then next thing you know, I had like the PlayStation 2. And y'all like, oh my God. And I'm like,
That
and
boy
for some
Jelani was living
reason-
lavish.
And for some reason, I knew you guys liked soccer. I don't know. I just picked it up on your faces. I'm like, I got FIFA. You're like, oh, I got FIFA.
That boy had FIFA when they was in
They were playing.
You was
y'all
living
playing,
lavish.
And I thought I was playing good. The way I saw y'all playing, I'm like, oh my God. Y'all can just take the game. And then y'all told y'all dad, we want to play PlayStation 2. I'm like, okay. I put these people on. And then next thing you know, that's the first time I ever seen you, Yasin, Jelani, and all that.
I think you were the one that put us on. Because then
Yeah,
after that, couple of years, a year, maybe a couple of months later, we got like an Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And,
But
or
it's
Xbox.
crazy how the communities used to copy each other off like that.
Well,
Like
they
I
still
remember
do it to this
when
day.
I first got an Xbox, right? Tell me why, because the next day he like, all right, come take me to GameStop. Show me where you got this. I'm gonna give my young ones this, and he got them the Xbox 360. He got. I'm like, yo, not only did you get him, but
got
you
the
got him a
Xbox
next generation.
360.
I'm like, yo, everybody used to copy off each other like that, bro. Like if your mom's bought an iPad for you. My dad like, yeah, they not wilding out no
You know
more.
what's crazy?
The
I was
iPod
the
keeping them
first
down.
person to have an iPad.
So everybody like, yo,
honestly, I went to. It was someone's meant. It was Hassan Mahmoud wedding, the short guy. I had my iPad. It was Black Friday. His wedding was coming. I'm like, I'm finna be like up the studio. Ain't nobody knew up the studio, but just to reference. I'm like, I'm finna go up there, record, take pictures, everything. And ever since that day, everybody else started getting an iPad.
But
I'm just
whenever
like, whoa.
and our moms be talking, they be like, "Yeah, man, Jelani's moms, they got the iPad. The little kids, they not wilding out. They sitting at the crib, they're watching their little iPad shows.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe these kids need iPads too. That's how. Bro, it's so stupid how we be working,
No,
bro.
but that's every culture.
Like,
you know,
it's-
they
How it
copy
is.
from each
Yeah,
other.
so back to what you were saying.
The question, my question, right?
Yeah.
As an immigrant, for me, it felt like I was an outsider. I don't know if you guys ever felt that. Because we came in to America, we definitely dressed different, and we had something called the African smell.
Oh yeah.
No African could stand in my face and say I didn't have that.
I ain't had
You
that,
get-
boy.
That's
I
cap.
ain't had that, boy.
That's cap.
I was smelling like Febreze, boy. Quit playing with me.
Febreze from the shithole
I was,
somewhere.
I was
Stop,
smelling like
Hold on,
Old
stop,
Spice.
hold
Is that what he?
Old
Is it Old
Spice,
Spice?
yeah.
Smelling like Old Spice, boy. Stop playing with me. If you was funky, just say that.
No, but we were all funky. So what I remember
Don't
is
say that, bruh. You was funky.
the first day of school, Scruggs school.
Huh?
The first day of
that
school.
was crazy.
Scruggs school. Going in there, bro. The thing is about me is I always stand out no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
A good or a bad thing, bro. I walk in there and everyone knows I'm African.
Mm-hmm.
It's either because I smelled like an African.
Bruh, stop with the stereotypes.
Your
What
teeth
does smelling
too.
like an African
I was
mean?
about,
Before
to
your
get to
teeth had a
it.
brown
Before
spot.
this, yellow. And I'm not talking about like,
Hey,
oh,
hold
my
up.
teeth is
Okay, so
yellow.
look, let's clarify. We're not saying this to say that like Africa is like a shithole for like everywhere,
No.
right? Africa is a very diverse continent, is a vast continent. So you have different areas that are, developed, different places that are doing good, and then you have some places that are not doing so good. And unfortunately, where we come from, it was a civil war. So the infrastructures, the way things ran, the society, it was just a complete mess. So we came from a complete mess to the U.S., and it was a whole new world. So let's just get that context. We're not saying all Africa is a shithole. Go ahead.
Some are, but sadly, we were from that part that had that condition. And I don't think it doesn't matter what part of Africa you're from, bro. I've been to Tanzania, and mashallah, Allahumma barik, they smell too.
No,
Like,
but when you look at Tanzania, okay, you can't compare. Okay, so what I mean, like Africa is like a vast place. Like Tanzania
is advanced, bro.
It's like it's a developing nation right now. Like you look at Rwanda, Kigali is a developing nation. You look at like Tanzania, they have Dar es Salaam. I was looking videos and I'm thinking about going on vacation there.
I've
looks
been there.
so beautiful, bro.
I've been to Dar es
Dar es
Salaam.
Salaam
Not at Dar es Salaam. This man.
I was
he
in
went
Dar
to
es Salaam.
Africa. He went to
For
Africa.
10 days, I was in Dar es
He
Salaam.
was in that. This was Muhammad's first time going to Africa, right? I went to Africa at 16 years old, so I knew what was
You went
getting
back,
into.
right?
I
Since
went
you
back.
came.
Yeah,
Since you
since I
came.
came, I went back to Africa at 16 years old. Hamadi is his first time, age 20, right? He went to Africa. This man, he had a house, AC, Wi-Fi. You couldn't tell this man. You if you see the
That
way
boy
he was
feel like he was
living,
Bill Gates,
you wouldn't even think he's in Africa. You feel me?
He got
And
that
he's
American mindset,
He's
huh?
in Dar es Salaam. You feel me? He has an iPhone, everything. Anything you can ask for, this man got it. This
Flexing.
man stood there for. He said, "I couldn't stay here, man."
Are you serious?
It's the atmosphere, bro. I'm not
What's wrong
throwing
with the
salt at
atmosphere?
people. I just don't like being in Africa.
Why?
I've been Americanized, I guess.
Your hating ass on, man. You should be ashamed of yourself, man.
No, my home is where I live.
No, I completely agree with that. Cause me, like, obviously, if I go back home now, I'm American, bro. Like the way I'm talking, the way I'm gonna act, the way, my ideologies. Like I went from kindergarten all the way to university. I graduated university in America. So I am Americanized, but I don't know. I would have to try out like Dar es Salaam and go to different places to see if I could fit in.
Have you been back?
Like, even though I'm American, I still consider myself to be like when you look at Americans, there's a lot of Americans that are so entitled, bro. Like me, I remember like when, even when I was younger, we was in situations where I might have been sleeping on the floor. Maybe I didn't have a mattress for a little bit. Or even when I went to university and I didn't have a mattress, it wasn't a problem for me, bro. I was like, it is what it is.
Yeah, but
I'm not
that's
tripping off that.
But that's most college students too. You weren't alone in that.
No, I'm not saying I'm alone in that, but I'm just saying like I'm able to tolerate hardships that I think other, like especially Americans, wouldn't be able to tolerate, bro.
Yeah,
Because it's like
opposite.
America is like kind of,
Not all Americans.
and it's not in a
People
negative
struggle.
way. It's not in a
Yeah, there's
negative way.
people in
You're in
America that
the
struggle.
most powerful country, the most powerful economy. So of course you want to live lavish, and you get used to living lavish. But me having, and the thing is, I've experienced back home before, like, because when I came, I still had memories. I still kind of knew like where I grew up, what my situation was. Like I still have memories from back home. So I have a different outlook on that. Whereas you were 2. You don't know
Well,
what
listen,
the hell
I
was
came
going
here
on.
at 2, right? I came here at 2. I grew up. I went there at 16. I knew nothing about Africa, okay? I went there at 16 years old. Africa in the 90s, in Africa right now, is totally different.
Certain
I
countries.
could see myself living in Africa. Honestly.
Yo, how was Dar es
100%.
Salaam? Y'all tell me about that,
Dar
man. I
es
want to
Salaam-
go there.
I'll show you pictures later. But Dar es Salaam, Nairobi, Mombasa, Malindi, these are countries in places in Africa, especially on the eastern coast, Kenya and
Okay, let's
Tanzania.
break it down. Dar es Salaam is in Tanzania,
Dar es
Malindi,
Salaam-
Mombasa,
no,
and
no,
Nairobi
no,
are in
Dar es
Kenya.
Salaam.
Salaam is Tanzania.
Tanzania.
That's what I said, Tanzania.
Malindi, no. Dar es Salaam is only in Tanzania.
That's what I said.
Malindi
It's Malindi, Mombasa, Nairobi, and Kenya. They're
in
in Kenya.
yes, that's how they are.
What did I say? Didn't I say that?
It sounds like you jumbled all of them
You
together.
said.
All right,
yeah,
go
it
ahead,
sounded
go
you
ahead.
said
So
all that
like,
stuff.
so like those three places, and I went to Merereni. Merereni is more of a, you know,
Where's that at?
it's
It was
more
in
of
Kenya,
a,
right?
It's in Kenya, but it's more of a, I say, more rural, where it's just a lot of
Like a
sand.
small town, like a
Yeah,
village?
small town, yeah, more of a village than it is those other places where like they got cities and stuff. So like,
Like an urban city.
as long as you have money,
Bench. Have them racks.
it doesn't have to be a lot. Even if you have, even
Boy, if you
make-
got a band, if you got $1,000, you living like you Bill Gates.
if you have a passive way of making, let's
Income.
say, $1,000 a week, you can live Africa lavish.
Not all. Let's be specific.
Not all, no, okay,
Let's
okay.
talk about the specific country you're
Okay,
talking
okay,
about.
look. I'm not saying, look. But the thing is, if you go around Africa, what's that? Kenya and Tanzania, the money in Kenya is stronger than Tanzania. So when you go down to Tanzania, the currency switches even more and bigger. Okay.
And these are the same regions. So
This-
we ain't even going like deep
We're not
into
going-
Africa. That's
but
still East
also-
Africa.
But also, if you go to Nigeria, the
You
naira.
went to Nigeria?
I'm telling you the currency
Let
right
him-
now.
let him tell
I'm
you.
telling you the currency right now. If you go to Nigeria, even the Kenya shilling is still stronger than the naira. Naira. That's how they call it in Nigeria. So like,
naira.
it's like if you are in America and you have money, because the dollar is a lot, it's still strong to this day. It's gonna get. I'm not gonna get into that, but you know, it's still strong enough to if you're making passive income here, even $1,000, $2,000 a week here,
Living like a
passively,
king.
you'll go to Africa living like a king. You'll have yourself a nice house, someone cleaning your place, a gated garage, a car. You can even put a driver right there, because it's not like you know how there's middle class, higher class, and
Upper
then there's
class,
regular.
right.
Yeah,
And
all
then-
of in Africa, it's either you got money or you don't got
don't.
money. There is no middle class. There is no working class. Because sometimes, even if you go to school, sometimes you may not end up with the job because they don't have that type of economy flourishing. Right now, I'm a master of going into a job and leaving. I'll go there. I don't like it. I'm
That
not
boy that got
coming
no
back.
type of
You feel me?
dedication, man.
I don't care. But like in Africa, it's not like that. It's not like they could go somewhere, go on like Indeed or something, look for jobs, and that job will come and go. It's
you
not like
basically
that.
gotta create
so
your own
basically,
opportunity.
you could give somebody an opportunity, and they'll respect you for that because you got money. And the respect goes a long way in Africa. So I'm saying, right now, the way I grew up in America and the way how I'm seeing things, how I want to raise my family and the morals and the values that I want to give them on my own personal level, I wouldn't want to raise them here. I would like to go to Africa, find a passive way to make money here, and then go to Africa, live lavishly, and do what I need to do.
That boy trying to live like he Bill Gates, huh? That's what you trying to
What's
do.
wrong with that? If I could move somewhere else and live better, and I don't have to work as hard as it is here in America, why not?
Let me comment on that. Moving your family out. I think like the best place for us is Indonesia.
What in the world? Boy, did you go to Indonesia?
I've never been there,
Yo,
but
y'all just pulling out countries
No,
out the
Dubai.
ass, huh?
Dubai is
But
good
listen,
too.
the reason why I said that is Islam is much stronger in Indonesia. You're going because Islam, right?
Australia too.
I haven't
Made
heard
that
about
thing?
Australia, but Indonesia is strong with faith, you know. And I want to go to a religious place. Or if I want to move, I don't know if I'm not putting a foot in Africa. No disrespect
You
to the
already
people
did.
there. Again,
What's wrong with Africa, bro? Okay, so tell me where you went and tell me what your
it's
experience
not my
was.
atmosphere. Well, it's too much information. I went to Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and let me just say, shorten it up. It's not for me.
Why? What happened? Why is it-
Nothing happened. I just don't like that atmosphere.
Like, what was the atmosphere? Because I'm actually thinking about going there. So break it down for
But the
the
thing
boy.
is, I can't. It's not something I put in words. It's just a feeling I got, and I didn't like it.
What, you felt like a broke boy? What's going on?
No, man, I had money. Come on, chill out. I had the ticket to go there, and I had the money enough to get a $10. Switch my plane right away.
Switch your plane?
Yeah,
He was there for 2 weeks. Hamadi was there for 2 weeks. I was like, so Hamadi, how's Africa? He went there ahead of me because I was going to go the same year.
Yo,
Hamadi,
y'all
how's
was really
Africa?
living life when
You know
y'all
what
was
I'm saying?
kids, bro.
What do you mean? This was like 2 years ago. So next thing you know,
No, you went in 2016 too.
I went 2021, Hatta. I went with my dad.
Damn.
My
He went
dad,
twice.
I went twice. My dad,
he living
when we
lavish.
went there, my dad, we stayed in a house. you know, I saw enough, but someone told me, Jelani, you know, we see your dad ain't taking you nowhere. Next time you come back, make sure you got some bread.
We
You can
got
do
you.
whatever we got you. You could do whatever you want. So I'm like, I bet. I went, saved some money, bought my ticket, and I went. And I had the most fun. I went, like I said, I went to Tanzania. I went around Malindi. I went around Merereni, the rural place. I went to Mombasa. I went to Nairobi. I bought things. I bought gifts. I did all that, all within $5,000 of a trip.
It's not bad.
$5,000.
I want to go. I low key want to go to Dar es Salaam, bro. It's looking
Dar es
real
Salaam is
lavish.
better than Kenya. I'll tell you that. Dar es Salaam is better than
It's
Kenya.
better than Nairobi and Mombasa. Is it better than Mombasa though?
They
I
say-
heard Mombasa is like
From-
a nice little
It's better
tropical spot.
all around is better.
From
They got
pop- no,
sidewalks.
from
I was
popular
surprised
opinion-
they got sidewalks. When I was in
Yo,
Kenya,
this dude, the way they be disrespecting Africa, dog.
Because
Thought they got
Mombasa,
sidewalks.
listen. Mombasa, there's like there's like a lot of traffic. There's a lot of traffic. They're still building. Kenya is still being built, but Tanzania is more constructed. You know what I'm saying?
They have infrastructure.
Yeah, they're more like they're like I said, it's more like when I was in Kenya, I couldn't walk anywhere. Like I would walk on the side, but it's not like a sidewalk.
That sidewalk cut off, huh?
Yeah,
and then
it's
it
like-
gonna
and then
pick back
people- and then
up.
people will drive through and everything. So like when I went to Tanzania, I saw they had sidewalks. I saw they had buses. Like it's more, I would say, uniform. Tanzania is more uniform than Kenya when it comes to like.
Kenya's
how
all over the
everything-
place.
Yeah,
like
Kenya's
one
it's
spot
busy.
they got sidewalks, they got everything. The other spot, the sidewalk cut off. Half the town got sidewalk, the other half don't got it. Huh?
It's just portions, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, either way, for familiarity, however you say that, I would go to Kenya. Or I still want to travel the world because, you know, alhamdulillah, I got a passport. I
We
like
got
to
that
travel the
bread
world.
now.
I would like to travel the world, see where it would be nice, try to make an income here that's passive. Because as soon as the money drops in my bank here, I could be in another country. What's the name? Flip that money and it'll get into their currency and then it'll like double. So if I have 1,000 here, there's this app called M-Pesa. I could take it out of my bank, transfer it to M-Pesa, and it'll be like 10,000. Right?
Yeah, but the money, it's 10,000, but it's not like it tripled, right? It's like, I mean, of course, America's currency holds more like weight. It's stronger, of course, but it doesn't mean that like, okay, just because you got 1,000 here, you're gonna be living like a millionaire there. Obviously, like for example, where a toilet paper might be like $3 or $2, or you know what I'm saying? It might be you got $10,000, but the toilet paper is like 500 shillings. You know what I'm saying?
It's not
No,
like
but
that, though.
what he's saying is the expense is cheaper. Like throughout the whole day, you and your family, you probably spend
Of
$10.
course, of course.
You know,
of
you can
course.
go out and do stuff and
Right.
$10. In America, what are you doing with $10?
$10,
bro?
you can't do nothing. You could barely get a tank of gas. But
Yeah.
the thing is, right now, all right, let's say you and your family about to go out. You and your family, let's say y'all go to Incredible Pizza, y'all go, what's the name, get some food, go to a movie, do all that. You're going to have a good $300 come out of you.
Pretty
$300, $200, especially. the
Man,
way
where
y'all-
y'all going, man? Y'all living
especially
lavish
with-
out here.
No, especially
Y'all
how.
living we going to the movie theater in the hood, man.
No, but I'm just saying.
The shots you gonna be wondering, is it in the movie or is it outside?
But
Go
because
ahead.
inflation and everything, that's how much you're gonna spend. You know what I'm saying? But in Africa, if I have $300,
My
which is
brother, be specific.
3,000
In Kenya,
in Kenya, but
Kenya.
in 3,000,
Majority.
I would do more with that. Some people only send $500 a month, and that spreads out throughout.
That's
the
a
whole-
lot
bro,
in Africa.
500. You wilding out.
500
Yeah.
for a month in Africa, that's a lot though.
Not Africa. Y'all gotta be specific, my
Kenya.
brothers.
All right, in Kenya. I'm pretty sure probably they're not that much merged different from the other
It might.
countries.
It probably it is. Like it's not Zambia. I think it might be Zimbabwe. They have a $1 trillion coin or a bill, bro.
Because the currency is that.
That's
small.
what I'm saying.
That's
So
what
be
I'm
specific.
saying.
Some places the currency is powerful. Other places the currency is not as powerful.
But you know how you were talking about how a toilet paper could be 500. That's how it is in Tanzania. Tanzania is like that. But when I'm speaking about Kenya, it's normal.
And I gotta spend 500 shillings on a toilet paper in Kenya.
But when you
Well,
look
how
at
much is that in
but How
American?
much is that in America?
It's probably like
though?
50 cents. Huh?
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. That's what I
right.
mean.
I get what you're saying.
Like 20,000 shilling in Tanzania is $5.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Straight
and-
like that.
Well, $5, you went out with your whole family and ate and smashed dinner, bro.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to touch down in Tanzania, boy.
No, I won't lie to you. Their food,
It's on point.
It's on point.
It's on-
I
So
can't.
how
tell
do
you-
people look at y'all? So look,
What?
I'm the type of let me ask the question. Let me ask my question. So I'm the individual that I've never went back. I've never traveled out the U.S. since I came. So I'm you know what I'm saying. I'm a little like I'm happy. I'm surprised. You know, I want to experience that as well. So like when you touch down, how did people perceive you guys to be? Like, did people know you were different? You were American? How did it go down?
They'll approach you. Like if you go out, if you walk out the
As
airport,
soon as you pop out.
as soon as you pop out, people will be there to approach you. You better know the language too.
For real?
bro.
They'll
Yeah.
pull up on you?
They'll pull up on you.
Yo, like I can't mind my business and just walk like
No,
to
but that's
wherever
their
I'm going?
job. That's their job, bro. This guy is a taxi driver. He's waiting for someone to come out that airport to take whatever hotel they want. Or there's some people there that are ready to carry your luggage. You know, as soon as you get out that door, that escalator door, whatever it's called, as soon as it opens up and you're outside, you got 5 people running at you like, you need help? You need help? You gotta know the language too. If you
I don't
know the
speak
language,
Swahili. You speak Swahili?
no, I wouldn't.
But
know
the
my
thing with
siblings.
Kenya, they speak English.
Yeah, in Tanzania they speak English too, right?
Some of them.
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm saying like I'm not, of course that happens. Like the hospitality industry is probably like, you know, that's how a lot of people make their money. What I'm talking about is like outside of that, like when you're like walking around,
Oh,
if
it's
you're in a
peaceful.
People will see you.
restaurant,
People
or
will
let's
see
say
you.
you go to a club or something like that.
But that's
Club.
what they use.
Stock for the law.
I'm not going to no club
I'm not. You know what?
in general.
Why it gotta be a club where you dancing? How you know I ain't mean book club, bruh? How you know I ain't mean book club?
Because you worried about people looking at you at a book club, but that does not add up
Listen. What I'm trying to say is like bruh, like
in the month
y'all
of
can't-
Ramadan. You're
y'all-
thinking about club.
No, it's not a. I said I gave a lot of examples. I said like when you're outside, when you're shopping, when you're in a restaurant. Like how are people approaching you, perceiving you to be? I'm just trying to get a good understanding. You feel
Honestly,
me?
people won't approach you. Honestly,
The thing is-
they'll look at you. They'll see that you're different, but they won't come
That's
talk
it.
to you.
The people that are approaching you, when I say people approaching you, that's at the airport. Okay, whenever you're out of the airport, you leave your luggage. I walked when I was in Dar es Salaam for 10 days. We would leave 7 a.m. in the morning and come back 11 p.m. We would be walking, and they have these little rain showery things. Where it happens every day. It's a little shower and then it stops, and then it's completely hot. But no one approaches you. We walked most of the time, and then this thing called bachach with the 2-wheel car. Did you take that?
It's called
The wheelbarrow thing.
Tukur.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Tuk-tuk.
I know what you mean. It's
In
like a
Kenya,
little
they call it
motorbike.
tuk-tuk.
Yeah, those motorbikes. There's a bunch of them. You
Is
take
it a
that.
motorbike? Whatever it is. Go
You
ahead.
catch a bus.
They say
It's-
tuk-tuk in Kenya.
it's
literally
peaceful.
3 wheels, and you can fit like 3 people in the back.
That
and
boy
like a
whipping that
motorcycle.
joint, huh?
I don't know if it's peaceful now
He
because the
not wildin'.
president changed.
In
But when
Tanzania look like it's peaceful still.
before the president, that former president died, I went there and it was peaceful then. But now they take something called lalush, if you know, bribery. That's what they take. Like,
It wasn't like that
Bruh.
before. I think Kenya takes a lot of bribes, man.
Yes, the police, they'll do that. They'll
Yeah.
literally, they'll charge you for anything. Even if your car's not washed, they'll charge you.
Yeah.
They'll be like,
What?
We're going to give you a ticket because your car
Man,
not
you better
washed."
get up outta here
And
with
then
that
next
one.
thing you know, you just give them 200 shilling. And that 200 shilling, like I said, it's $2. You can't bribe
Man,
a
give me
cop
the
out here
damn
for
ticket.
$2.
I'm gonna take it to the embassy, man.
no.
What the hell?
So they be giving $2, and then next thing you know, after the $2, they'll let you go. That's how it is. But the thing is, like I said, money is the thing that makes people move. And money in Africa, you can move, like how I said, you can move and live lavishly. You can make rules for yourself. Like one thing. During COVID time,
You was out there during COVID?
yeah, I went there during COVID time. During COVID time, you know how us in America, you have to actually go to like an urgent care or go to a doctor or like a Walgreens to get a test, a COVID test, and then I don't think you pay. It's free over here. In Africa, I didn't go through a COVID test. My cousin literally found somebody. He talked to somebody. Hey, you know someone who makes tests? Yeah, we know somebody that makes tests. All right, they make a document, type your name, whoever name, forgery. And then they send
That's
those
not a
papers.
good look.
Yeah,
Let's not
yeah.
focus
It's
on
not
that.
a good
bro.
look, but I'm just saying
let me just
the
comment.
way you can move, because there's lawyers out here that's being paid millions of dollars just to lie on somebody, making sure they ain't going.
Well-
That's what I mean. Just like how people with millions of dollars here can move how they want, just the same way as Africa. If you
With
got
your money.
you can move how you want, and no one's gonna say it. I'm not gonna say no one's gonna say anything. Honestly,
I hear that.
we got way off topic, bro. We went to talk about Dar es Salaam.
Hey, we're talking about the immigrant experience, man.
Let me ask you guys another question. It's probably gonna sound the same, but how do you feel about a Muslim immigrant? What do you feel like that's different? Because we have immigrant friends that are not Muslim, you know,
yeah.
and how do you feel different from them?
As a Muslim immigrant,
Yeah, because I feel like we were more restricted from things. Like when we were first introduced to food in America.
yeah, when you like little kid, you tell them little things like, "Oh, I don't eat pork." You don't eat pork, yeah, because I'm Muslim. Utu, yeah, why? We couldn't answer that, but as you grow up and as you realize things and understand things around the world and how you are a Muslim immigrant, sometimes people don't understand. Sometimes people can't understand how you're Muslim and an immigrant. How you're Muslim and you're from Africa.
Wait, that's
So you're-
that's not too hard to understand.
But you be surprised how
Hear
many
him out.
people.
Hear him out. I had
yeah,
the same situation.
Yeah, you'd be surprised at how people like you're African. How could you be Muslim? I'm like, what?
What?
You're
Come on, bro.
American.
That's
How
just
could you be
ignorance,
Christian?
bro.
It is ignorance.
That's
But I'm just
ignorance,
saying
bro.
that's how.
No,
people,
but
where y'all,
Those
man?
the
Where
type
y'all was
people I
experiencing
let me
this?
let me explain why people think that. You know, when you think about a Muslim, you know what image shows up?
Arabs.
Arab, a long, tan-looking
Yeah,
Arab,
Middle Eastern.
That's the image Muslim is projected. They don't think African. When we say, "Oh, I'm an African Muslim," they're like, "What?" I had a friend in high school who didn't believe I was an African Muslim. He literally Snapchatted me saying, "What are you, African or are you Muslim?"
Yeah.
I was like, "What?"
They were thinking Muslim was the race. Like
Yeah,
they were attributing
basically.
Muslim to Arab race, basically.
Pretty
Yeah,
much. Like
pretty
Muslim,
much.
like for example, Jewish people are Jewish, right? When somebody says to you, "Oh, he's Jewish,"
He's from Jerusalem.
Jerusalem. He's
Not all Jewish people from Jerusalem.
That's what I'm saying. That's basically
that's an
what's going on.
example. You know, when someone says, "Oh, Africans," they're like, "Africa's poor. They shouldn't have a religion." You know, that's the thing that comes to their head. So when you tell them, "I'm
Yeah.
African," how could you be Muslim?
So
then?
y'all talking about the ignorance y'all was dealing with, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
And look, you gotta give people some grace when they're little kids. You know what I'm saying? Like
They're not little. We're literally in high school.
you talking about high school?
Yeah, we're
when I was
literally
in
in
high
high
school.
school.
Oh, that's wild.
You guys want to wrap it up and
That
catch
boy
it up on
trying to
another
go,
day? I
he
can
trying to
get-
go play soccer, man.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening. My name is Jelani.
My name is Hamadi. I go by Mo. My name is Muhammad, but in this podcast, we're gonna go by Hamadi.
That boy got 3 names. Which
Wallahi.
one? Run it back one more time.
Hamadi, Mo, and Muhammad. Mo and
My-
they're all the same name though.
My goodness.
What's your name? You got 3 too. Don't let me call y'all on it right now.
They could just call me Mo. I'm Muhammad Mo, but I'm also Mahmoud.
Yeah. What is he? Did you not catch that?
Yeah. But what's the name? Please like, share, comment,
subscribe.
share with your friends and your families. And follow our podcast on Instagram, on TikTok, and on YouTube. And yeah.
We're gonna drop some hot episodes every week talking about fire, man. We're gonna make sure we got you laughing. We're gonna make sure we got you together. We're gonna inform you on different opinions, different perspectives, different worldviews. This is the podcast to come to and watch. Come through, bruh. Make sure you subscribe to everything. Make sure you follow us on everything. Let's get it.
Peace.
Like Pop Smoke said, come through.
Stop for the
Just
line.
us
I
two.
need my brother.
Stop.